What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings action figure. Let's get into it. Now, starting off with that sexy packaging, as you can see, it's pretty slim. You do have the window right here where you can see the figure. It says Shang-Chi right there, SH Figuarts, and a bunch of other stuff. We do have an image of him right here, which is the actor. I think his name is Simu Lee. I don't know how to say it. But you got Marvel Studios right there, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, Tamashii Nation's Bandai. Figure looks really good inside there, by the way. I know a lot of people were worried about the likeness, but it doesn't look bad. At the bottom, we have an image of him right here. I don't know what any of the rest of this is. We've got a full body pose of him right here in a martial arts stance. Shang-Chi right there. On this side, you don't really have anything going on. Silhouette image of him right there. At the top, on the back, we do have some poses you can get the figure into, as well as some of the legal stuff. So let's go ahead and bust this figure out, because this is one I've been waiting on since it released. Now, straight out of the packaging, here we do have the figure itself, and I'm going to be honest, this guy does look nice. I do have some gripes, some of them that are kind of, I'm not going to say common, but it's very seldom that SH Figuarts makes these mistakes, but we are used to it when it comes to SH Figuarts. But overall, I got to say, the figure definitely looks nice. It captures Shang-Chi from the movie almost perfectly, especially once he gets his uniform for battle. That just looks really, really nice. And honestly, I think the face looks fine. One of my issues with it is it's a little bit more glossy than I want it to be. I'm probably going to hit that with some matte finish, but if you look, you can see like the light hitting the forehead. I don't really care for that because none of that's happening on the skin tone, really. So I wish they would have hit that with a little bit of a matte coat, but overall it looks fine. Not a whole lot of shading or anything going on, but there's a ton of texturing in the suit. All these black lines and things are painted very, very nicely. I like this a lot. In fact, I love this whole outfit. Red, black, and white is like my favorite color combination. And as I'm saying that, I realize that's what I'm wearing right now. So, yeah, that's dope. I wish they would have just went ahead and made this right here black. The little ball joints right here at the elbow. Just because this piece right here is all black. And I get that this kind of goes into this, but I think they could have just made that a black, I don't know what this is called, a black joint, and it would have been fine. But still, the red doesn't look bad. I just feel like black would have looked a little bit better. But in terms of the pants, these looked a little weird to me at first because they're so thick at the thighs and then they get kind of skinny down here. But it might be accurate. I'm not entirely sure. I might throw up a picture of Shang-Chi and we can figure that out. I don't know, but overall, I think it looks good. And these shoes, man, These shoes are sick. This is what got me the most when it comes to the character of Shang-Chi. I saw the shoes and I was like, yo, this dude's automatically fire. And I still believe that. But to be honest, I wasn't all that excited about this movie until I actually saw it. And man, this movie was worth every penny I spent on it. I loved it. And so far, I'm loving this figure. But let's go ahead and put this guy back so we can see how tall he stands. Now, if you've already seen the homie D Amazing's review, then you probably already know this is where my second gripe is about to come in. To the top of his head, Shang-Chi is a little bit over 5.5 inches. And you would think, okay, that's not too bad. But wait till we get to the size comparisons, because he doesn't scale the way he is supposed to scale with some of the other SH Figuarts Avengers, which that's problematic for me. I feel like that's something they shouldn't be doing, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Now let's move on to that articulation. You guys see how shiny his face is? That is... Anyway, on to the articulation. He looks up about that much, which isn't too bad. As you can see, the back of his head is touching the back of the neck, so that makes sense. He looks down about that much, which is fine. The chin is touching the chest. You do get movement at the neck just fine. That's awesome. His arms go up and out about that much, so you do get the T-post, no problem. He does have a built-in swivel right here. As far as bringing his arms in, there is a butterfly joint. You just kind of gotta work with it. These pieces are right here, you kind of gotta force them in a little bit. You only have to do it once, and then they'll work. But as you can see, you can get him punching in front of him, no problem. Single jointed elbows, but you can do what you want with him. He can Wakanda forever. He can guard, so that is just fine. And now that I'm looking, I realize I have a paint splotch on the nose. Actually, no, that's gone. Cool. Thank you for going away. But yeah, you do have a swivel right here also, if you want to utilize that as one. The hands are on a very, very small ball peg. Wow, I didn't know it was that small. I am not a fan of that. Hopefully, I don't have any issues with this in the future, but I hate when they make these small ball pegs because they either break or sometimes they'll split in half. So hopefully no issues with that, but I do want to mention it. He leans back about that much at the diaphragm, forward about that much. You can maneuver him all around, no issues. And he does have a waist swivel. He can crunch forward about that much. Let me put his arms down so you can see that depth. About that much, which isn't too bad. He can look at the ground just fine. As far as leaning back, though, not as much. Not as much as I would want it to. You get about that much, which is okay. He looks up, but in some like poses, it'll look weird. But it does work. Now, he does have this weird leg system that works, though. He can do the splits about that much, which I am fine with. He does have a built-in thigh swivel. He can kick forward about that much, so he can totally kick someone in the face. He can kick back about that much, which that is also awesome at the knee. It's a single joint, but it bends pretty far, as you can see, and it doesn't look too bad either. Mine feels loose. I don't know if it's loose or not. Maybe that's just how it is. I don't know. It feels loose, but it's working fine. So there we go. That looks awesome. As far as the foot goes, it goes down about that much, up about that much. You do get ankle rocker, and then you do get a toe hinge, and this toe hinge is stiff. I don't know what's been up. Well, this one's fine. My toe hinges on the right foot of all my figures recently has been stiff when I first got them, but there it is. So articulation wise, I think he's fine. I definitely give him a pass. I wish he had a little bit more range in terms of leaning back. That'll help with like dodging poses, but it's still good enough. Now moving on to the accessories. First off, we do have the default head sculpt that comes out of the package, which I feel like it resembles the actor enough. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. I think it looks good enough. Then you do get a default face, which they almost look the same. You can tell he's a little bit more upset on this face right here, but they almost look the exact same. But still, this is better than the face where he's looking to the side, so I'm not going to complain. Now, in terms of hands, you do get a pair of martial arts 8 trigrams hand, my Naruto boys. You guys know what's up with that. You get a pair of weapon holding hands, and I really wish that the thumb was separated from the weapon. Therefore, you could like put other weapons in there, but yeah. You get a pair of reaching, grabbish, stylish pose hands, and then you also get a pair of relaxed hands. And I'm glad they threw these in because sometimes they pass on these. And then you do get his staff, which isn't all that impressive in terms of the looks, but I mean, it's cool. I'm glad that they threw it in, and I'm not going to complain about more accessories. Now, I do wish, which we'll probably get it with the next Shang-Chi that they released, or Shang-Chi, I do wish that they, you know what, I was about to not spoil it. I was about to just cut that out completely, but no, I'm going to throw it in. If you haven't seen this movie, then you're slacking. I really wish we would have got an extra set of like interchangeable forearms where he has the 10 rings. That would have been so sick. And maybe like an effect piece or something, but that's asking a little too much. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the size comparisons. Moving on to size comparisons, it's only right that I start off with some of the Avengers. Here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Iron Man Final Battle Edition, the SH Figuarts Cap vs. Cap Captain America, and the SH Figuarts Movie Black Widow. And I think he looks okay in terms of his size with these guys, but I feel like he should be the same height as Captain America. That would have made this guy perfect. Next up, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord, the SH Figuarts. I believe this is the Ant-Man movie, the second one, Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man figure, and then the SH Figuarts Mark IV War Machine. And once again, he just is a little bit too small. And of course, so is this Chris Pratt, because Chris Pratt is 6'4" in real life. So for him to be this short just doesn't make sense to me. Here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Nick Fury, the Mafex Thor from Avengers Infinity War, and the Mafex Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming. Lastly, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends PS4 Gamerverse Spider-Man, a Mafex Batman Hush Hush with a Red Hood head on it, or Jason Todd, and of course an SH Figuarts, I believe this is the best selection, Naruto. Now moving on to my final thoughts for this figure, I just gotta say, after watching the movie Shang-Chi, it is a breath of fresh air to actually have a figure of him. And I know some people were fine with the Marvel Legends. I had that. It just didn't do it for me. Sometimes Marvel Legends will work. Sometimes they just don't suffice. This right here will definitely suffice for me. If this is the only Shang-Chi figure, or Shang-Chi, I always say that wrong. But if this is the only Shang-Chi figure that we ever get, I'll live. I'm really hoping Mafex is going to take it at some point. And I'm also hoping that SH Figuarts gives us other versions, because I really want this guy to become one of the top heroes of the MCU. After I watched his movie, I was so mind blown by the visuals, the character, who he was, that it made me want to go start reading the comics. And I did, which is why I also hope that in one of the future movies he gains his fire abilities, because at that point he's my second favorite character. No one will ever be Bucky, but he's gonna be my second favorite character. And honestly, he's probably already top 3, so I think he's just gonna replace Spider-Man at this point in terms of MCU representations, not actually Marvel Comics. But this guy is just awesome. I really want to see him interact with some of the other Avengers. It was great to get to see him interact with the characters that he did in the post-credit scenes, but I really want to see him interact with characters like the Guardians, with Thor. I really want to see him meet Spider-Man, Nick Fury. That would be so awesome. And it's a bummer we won't get to see him meet Captain America, Iron Man, or Natasha. I really wish I could see that, but I have very high expectations for this character in the future. I hope that Simu Lee, if I'm saying that right, continues to play this role, because he's so awesome. I hope we keep Katie. I hope we keep his sister. I really want there to be a Shang-Chi 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I was all over this and I loved it. And I just realized what I'm doing. I'm reflecting on this figure, and basically I'm throwing in my biases about the movie, trying to make it seem like I love the figure more, which I do. I do really like this figure a lot. I had some nitpicks which I discussed, but overall this figure's awesome. If you don't have it, I highly recommend picking it up, especially if you have some of the other Avengers. I think he's just gonna look really nice in your collection, and it's just a dope piece. That's the only thing I can say about it. But overall, I hope you guys did enjoy this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because that always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below. As always, I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Stay safe wherever you are.